Hi, this is Tim Carter, Superintendent at Wilson Central School District, with a message and update in regards to our capital project. So this message is going out at the end of December 10th, beginning of next week. And I wanted to give you a little bit of an update about our capital project, and I'll let you know why. So first of all, if you go to our district website, I'm going to present my screen right now and do this. So if you go to our district website, I'm sharing the screen right now of the district website, and I'm scrolling down to the part that says highlights. And you can see that where these construction hats are, there's the Wilson Central School District Capital Improvement Project. And if you click on that page, you can see two presentations, one for October 21st and one for 11/9 of the capital project presentation, similar to the one I'm going to be giving in a moment. There's also the district newsletter that's attached that did go out to all district residents that have students in the school. And then as you can see that we do have a public referendum for our next capital project this coming Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, from 10 o'clock to 8 p.m. The vote will take place in the Zip Gym foyer, 374 Lake Street, Wilson, New York. And there's the voters' eligibility information also on the website. Let me go back to my screen here. So a capital project begins with a building condition survey. So every 5 years, a district has to do a building condition survey. And from that building condition survey, along with surveying staff and administrators, to determine what are the needs as it relates to instruction, as it relates to maintenance, as it relates to capital improvements to the district. So that's how all of that information is compiled. That information is compiled by our district architect of Labella, and then they present back to the construction committee what they believe is the necessary repairs that need to be made to the district. We pared them down to make a reasonable request and to make it a reasonable type of project. Wilson has been pretty good about doing that, making smaller projects so they're doable, try to get them done every 3 to 4 years. That not only helps us with our ability to bond and lend money, but more importantly, it helps us keep the buildings up to date and looking great. So most of these projects really have to do with just upgrades as it relates to getting things done that need to be repaired, need to be fixed. And then some wish list items, things like that. So I'm going to present a PowerPoint that was given at the board meeting about the capital project. And let me see, I'm going to share my screen. See if that works. Hopefully I will be able to go back and forth with this. Yep. Okay. So here's the capital project cover page. You can see the front of the high school, and this is the capital improvement project. This one is entitled 2021. As I scroll down, the first thing you can see is where we are proposing some changes to the parking lots at the elementary school. For example, we're talking about reconstructing the loop around the front of the elementary school. And what I mean by reconstruction is, depending as we get closer to the project, one approved, we start the design phase, and then they start doing some testing, and they'll determine whether or not that parking lot and that loop needs a full depth reconstruction, which means they take off the tar layers down to the concrete layer and go right down to the foundation, and they build it back up from there. Or it may just need a surface taking off the top layer and then re-putting that top layer back down. So this project is proposing to do the front entranceway of the elementary school, the entry loop, and also the parking lot closest to the elementary school loop, which is the staff parking right now. And then also right currently where the buses are, I call it the parking lot nearest or adjacent the playground. That's where the buses pull in and drop the kids off. We're looking at a reconstruction of that, whether it be full depth or surface. That depends on the project and when we get closer. We're also proposing the creation of a new parking lot. This new parking lot is going to be located at the top of your screen. So if you're looking at the district from above, it's going to be right in front of the soccer fields. And it's going to be for multiple purposes. One, it'll allow anyone who's using the soccer field during Wilson soccer team games to park there. It'll allow community to park there for soccer events over the weekends. And if you can see to the left, the right closest nearest Wilson Dirt Road, there is bigger parking spots. And that's where we're proposing to put all of our buses to get them away from the elementary school, get them away from in the middle here. You can see where the buses are parked. And that is a bit of a safety concern with kids coming out of the soccer field, walking between buses. We don't want to have any kind of accidents. So that there's 2 parking lots that are going to be reconditioned, a loop, a driveway, and we're talking about a new parking lot in front of the soccer fields. Inside the elementary school, we're proposing a number of things. One is the reconfixing and replacing all of the fixtures in the bathrooms. So it's toilet room fixture replacement, masonry reconstruction. That's the brickwork on the fronts of the building and all around the front and sides of the building, restoring the masonry. There's mechanical unit replacements. Those are the rooftop units that heat our building. We talked about an entry sign replacement with a digital sign. You'll see what that looks like in a minute. And then replacing the ceilings in the corridors, which are the hallways. We're looking at exterior door replacements. So some of our doors that are going out need to be replaced. We're looking at a safety and security upgrade. They call it the head end, which is the main piece that controls safety, security items, door entrance, cameras, and things like that. Our architects are telling them that it's out of date and needs to be upgraded. And then from a wish list item, our cafeteria serving line is going to be replaced and worked on. The next picture you can see is what we're proposing. Again, this is just an artist rendition. There's a lot more work in the design phase, but this is what we're proposing. The front sign at the elementary would be basically in the same location. Both sides of the sign would have basically a big television screen, an LCD, television screen, a digital screen. That's probably the best word to use on both sides. And again, that sign would have to go before not only the SHPO Commission, which is the State Historical and Preservation Organization, but also have to pass SEEKR, which is an environmental study, and they'll not only have conversations about its historical presence, because the front of the Wilson High School is an historical site, so any construction on this campus has to go to SHPO for their approval, and then for the environmental study or the SEEKR study, it has to do with the making sure that it dims and it's not too bright, stuff like that. So that's the type of sign we're kind of talking about. Again, that's an artist rendition that may change a bit over time. This is what it would look like in its spot. So that's a picture of the front of the elementary, or the front driveway of the elementary school. And this would replace that front sign. Going to the high school and middle school, again, we're going to be looking at replacing toilet fixtures in all of the bathrooms, masonry reconstruction to the front and the sides of the building, mechanical unit restoration. We have outdated, we've been in the process, but we're going to continue that, replacing mechanical units for heating. We're proposing an entry sign replacement with a digital sign, ceiling corridor work. Some of the art rooms are looking at some reconstruction, exterior door replacement, and also some safety and security upgrades to the main computer cameras and things like that control the door security and cameras. That is also outdated. Going to the second floor, going to the second floor. Let's see, I know I missed one. Nope, I didn't miss one. Good. We'll go to the second floor of the high school, middle school, and we're looking at toilet room replacement, the fixtures, masonry reconstruction, again, the mechanical units, entry sign, and you can see specifically the blue lines where the hallway reconstruction from the ceiling is going to be. This is what the proposed high school, middle school sign would look like out front. The building, again, would have to go through the state preservation organization, historical and preservation organization, and an environmental study. You can see that the design is similar to the front of the building, so that would be matching the front of the building. This is where the sign would be located in its spot. As you can see, the current sign is flush front to the road, so only it can be seen by one side. This is being proposed closer to the sidewalk, so it can be seen on both sides for advertising for different high school events and middle school events, things like that. This is the industrial arts building, or the old industrial arts building. That's currently the locker room for the football teams, along with buildings and ground storage and equipment. We're talking about masonry reconstruction to the front of that building. The asphalt parking lot that's in front of this building needs to be redone and resurfaced, or full depth, depending on what their studies look like. There's a water heater inside that building that needs to be replaced. And as you can see, this blue square at the bottom of the page, that's a proposed pole barn for storage, and that pole barn would be used for both athletic storage and also district storage. So that's what's proposed at the Industrial Arts Building. This is sort of the recap. All the different dollar amounts. What we're proposing is about a $4.5 million in renovations around the elementary school, $3.2 million the high school, middle school, and $2.2 million at the Industrial Arts Building, and all of those different categories that I just delineated. And as you can see, the time frame begins with this voter referendum that I talked about at the on-site on December 14th, 10 o'clock to 8 p.m., Zip Gym Foyer. I think it's important to know that the total cost of this project is $9.8938,684, and that's that entire amount is aidable, meaning we pay our portion of aidability. We get back 80-something% of that. Of that amount, 3.2 million of it is the district's responsibility. And the way our district has been running, that particular amount of money, $3.2 million, will come from our capital project reserves. So total net to the taxpayers it's completely tax neutral. That entire amount, $9.893684, $9,893,684, is going to be covered by both the amount of money that we get back from the state in building aid, and then the rest of the money, like I said, about $3.2 million, will come from our capital reserves. Therefore, it is tax neutral to our community. Again, the scheduling begins with the vote this coming Tuesday, the 14th, and we ask that you come out and vote. If you have any questions prior to this, prior to that vote, please don't hesitate to send questions to me, either by email, tcarter@wilsoncsd.org, or you can call me at 751-9399. Again, thank you very much for taking time to view this. It'll be going out, like I said, at the beginning of next week on Monday, and hopefully you get a chance to view this before the capital project. Thank you very much.